So Jake Weber with KTRF Radio in Thief River Falls was in Las Vegas when all this happened. I guess tell us your story. Where were you and what went on?
Well, I'm here broadcasting this entire week from Route 91. I've been covering it for a couple of years now. I've got a crew. There's another guy and a female, Cassie and DJ, are also along. And we got it Thursday, started covering the event. We showed up on Thursday afternoon, got in the media tent, got all of our stuff ready to go for the broadcast. Friday, got there at 1 o'clock all day long, Saturday all day long. Sunday is the finale. So, we're doing stuff all day, interviewing people. We're running low on battery on our 4K cameras, and Jason Aldean's about to hit the stage. He's the finale. So I go back to the hotel, and I grab our charger with a couple of fresh batteries, and as I'm leaving, I hear the pop, 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 and I thought it was fireworks.
And you were staying in the Mandalay, the same place as the shooter?
Yeah, we're on the 10th floor, and he's on the 32nd floor.
Oh, man.
We're in a different tower. Basically, we overlook Route 91 from where I'm looking right now at the window. We're overlooking Route 91. We can see all the police cars and everything there. He's in the other tower that's a little closer to the road, but a little further south. And so we're kind of kitty corner from where he was at. So when I heard it, as I'm leaving the Mandalay Bay, I thought it sounded like fireworks. And I know everybody I've talked to so far it felt the same thing. It didn't sound real. It sounded like fireworks. And part of that was because he's so high up. He's, shooting out of a window, and the noise is a little bit muffled, but it's also, hitting all the glass on these big, large buildings. And I thought it was fireworks. So I immediately text DJ and asked if the concert's over. Did I misjudge the time? And he texts back, those are bullets. And that's it. That's the last time I heard from him until about 1 a.m, because he and Cassie were in the crowd, and the girl standing right next to Cassie got shot in the leg, and as they tried to help her, another person fell, and they just pulled her and headed right out the other direction. If somebody was with her, they went off in one direction. There's people racing to get out from different gates, but of course the event is an outdoor event, but it's also made to keep people out once you've got a ticket.
And the crew, the two people that were with you, what are their names, and they're okay?
DJ Tishner and Cassie Mazzanera, they're both okay. In fact, they should be coming back to the hotel room in a minute. When they got out, they had really, by the time DJ got out of the sanctuary with Cassie, he had been covered in blood from different people that he was trying to help. He got into a car. It was an actual Uber car. It was a Prius. He and 8 other people all crammed in there, and the guy just took off, went through stoplights, and got over to this area that's, if you've been to Vegas, just over from almost right across from MGM, there's a helipad with about 6 or 7 different helicopters that do day runs touring the Grand Canyon and also Hoover Dam. So they pulled up in there, and they wouldn't let them in. And there was a bunch of people trying to get in. Finally, the police showed up and made them let everybody in, and they kind of held them there for a while. And then somebody gave DJ and Cassie a ride over to Henderson to a hotel that was taking people who needed to, because they were staying here, they couldn't get in. Meanwhile, I'm here at the Mandalay Bay. I was forced to, when the shots were fired, and people didn't know where they were coming from. They thought there was an active shooter on the ground. They thought there were 3 or 4 of them with all the bullets that were flying. But nobody knew that they were coming from in the air, that they were coming from high above. Police were asking people to get down, but that was actually making them a bigger target. Then suddenly when they realized it was up, high up on the Mandalay Bay Tower, people were racing to get out of there. People were racing to get back into buildings. I was with a couple of different police officers that were pushing me along to get into the Mandalay Bay. And then as soon as the police all got to Mandalay Bay, they turned everybody around to go out of the Mandalay Bay, to evacuate the Mandalay Bay, because they needed to clear the floors and they thought there might have been multiple shooters. They thought, they found there was one for sure on the 32nd floor. People who were eyewitnesses had seen him in camouflage or something like that going in there. but they didn't know if there was other people. So it was very, very confusing. Nobody knew what to do.
Okay, all right. So everybody's okay now. Were you guys coming home today or tomorrow, or I don't know what's happening?
No, we're planning on still getting on the flights tonight out of the airport. So far, it sounds like they're going to be on time. But the airport was shut down for quite a while, so we're not exactly sure. But we also need to get back over to the event center, which is a crime scene right now. All of our equipment's there, all of the stuff that we use to broadcast. So we're going to try to figure out what we can do. If we have to leave it, they're going to send it to us. But right now, there's still a lot of questions, and there's a lot of police force down in front of the hotel and all the way around these blocks.
Okay. Well, I'm glad everybody's okay, and thanks for talking to me.
We're good. You bet. Thank you, Neil.
Outside, actually, on the street now.